Hey everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be learning a random number generator pick how long I read for each day. So I have done this video before a while ago and I think I got 10 hours in one day once, but I was watching Destiny Sidwell's old videos because she's my favourite booktuber ever, and I was watching the video where she did this and now I want to do it again. So today's Monday and we're going to set the random number generator between 1 and 12, and whatever number we get, that is how many hours I have to read today. I don't want 12 hours because it's already 12 today. Let's pick Monday's numbers. Okay, so today I'm going to be reading for 9 hours. So I have a timer for 9 hours. I don't really know what I'm gonna read, to be honest. I'm in a fantasy mood. I think I'm going to pick up Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mehra. I'm actually about 60 pages into this one and I am really enjoying it. And it's also a standalone, so I'm not just going to be spending this whole reading vlog reading the same series. I would like to try and read a bunch of different books. So this is a fantasy romance. It's been funny so far and I think this is going to be the first book in the video. So let's get the 9-hour timer up and get started on reading today. So I've been reading for a couple hours now and I'm on page 133 of Assistant to the Villain. I will say I'm reading this book a lot slower than I thought, but I do read fantasy so much slower than I would read, you know, a rom-com or a thriller, because I just feel like to get really immersed in the world, I end up reading slower. So we have just over 7 hours to go. I'm definitely gonna finish this book in the remaining 7 hours, but I don't know how much time we'll have left over to start another book. If this was a rom-com, I probably would have finished, I would be over halfway through it. I would probably finish it at like 3-4 hours, but I think this is one that is going to take me quite a bit longer. Switching up the vibe of what I'm reading for the next couple hours, maybe couple. Basically I am a beta reader for my bestie Elle, who is writing a book right now. I can't tell you any details because I don't want to give away anything that she hasn't already revealed, but she has sent through some chapters that I'm reading through right now and absolutely loving. So I think I'm going to do that for the next hour or so, and then I'll be done with the chapters she sent me so far, and then I think we will still have enough time to complete Assistant to the Villain with the rest of my evening. Okay, it's been a few hours now. I finished all my reading and editing for some of Elle's book, which was so good. I can't wait until she gives out more information so that I can tell you guys more about it, because oh my gosh, so good so far. We have 3 hours and 25 minutes left on the timer, which tells me it's going to be past 1 AM before I'm done for the day. And I don't think I'm going to be able to completely finish this because my audiobook says over 4 hours left and we've got less than 3.5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch between reading physically and listening to this book until the timer goes off. Then I'm going to go to bed and I will talk to you in the morning. So, as you probably saw, I only read for 7 out of the 9 hours I was supposed to yesterday. It got to the point where it was gone midnight and I still had 2 hours to go. I just couldn't do it anymore, so day one was a fail, but we're starting early today so that we don't have any more failures. I've been up since 5 AM. It is now almost 8 AM and it's finally light enough that I can film this clip. I've been having 3 hours of non-stop throwing the ball for snowball and cuddles with custard, so I got a lot of puppy love in my heart. So today's Tuesday, day 2. That is spin the wheel, but press the generate to see how many hours we're going to be reading for today. Okay, 5 hours, that is not too bad at all. I was starting early to anticipate getting a high number, so 5 hours I feel like is a good medium where I can read, but I can also get some sleep at some point in the day. So this is where we left off. Let's reset that timer and update you guys on the book. Hold on. Now on page 200 exactly of Assistant to the Villain. I feel like if I was reading rom-coms, I could have read 2 books yesterday at least, but I spent a good few hours on Elle's book to be, and like I said, this is a fantasy. I was also listening to the audiobook quite slowed down because this is so funny that I wanted to slow it down to really appreciate the humour in it. So only 200 pages in, but this is really short. I think I have like 140 to go, 140. So I think we are probably gonna spend the whole day finishing this book. I did what I do every single time I film a video like this. Cancelled the timer. Adding the timer to the lock screens was great until you get someone like me who's constantly pressing buttons by accident, and I cancelled the 5 hour timer. But I know where we were because I just finished Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayhara. We had 2 hours left. It took me 3 hours to finish this one today. Obviously, took me hours yesterday, but 3 hours of today to finish this book. So I've read for 3 out of the 5 hours. I think I'm going to rate this one 3.5 stars. It was really quick and really funny. It was a fantasy romance. Not quite a 4 stars, but it was better than the 3 stars, so I'm going to rate it 3.5. There was pretty much no world building. This was so easy to understand. If you are looking for a quick fantasy book, or you're new to fantasy, definitely pick this one up. It was so easy to understand and it was so much fun. 2 hours left to read today and it is 6 PM, so definitely doing that today. What I'm gonna do is pick a book to read for the next 2 hours, so we'll have done all our reading, and then I'm gonna spin the wheel for tomorrow because I'm going out tomorrow evening, so if I get a high number, it's going to be a challenge. So what I'm going to do is, once the 2 hours are done, we're going to spin the hours for tomorrow. And if I get a high number, I'm going to start tomorrow at midnight. Because I'm always up till after midnight. My sleeping schedule is not great. Once midnight rolls around, it'll technically be Wednesday. And if we get a high number, I'm going to start then. Because I want to be able to enjoy myself tomorrow. I never go out. I'm just going out to see a couple friends. But I would like to enjoy myself without worrying about this challenge. So, what am I going to read for the next 2 hours? Okay, I'm still in a fantasy mood, but I'm in the mood for a simpler fantasy, like the one I just read. I'm not quite ready for anything that's going to use too much brain power. So, that sounds like an insult to the book. I haven't even read the book yet, But I've heard this book be described as really easy to read, and that is what I mean. I don't mean any insult by what I just said. I'm gonna try and dig myself out of this hole and just move on. The book I want to start next is Lightlark by Alex Aster. I have heard so many mixed reviews about this one. Some people that love it and some people that hate it, and I am just really curious to see what side I fall on. So I've now read for the full 5 hours I needed to read today. I am on page 92 of Lightlark. I'm not loving it at the moment. I feel like the author is trying to do too much, and by that I mean these are a list of all the popular fantasy tropes right now, and these are a list of all the popular fantasy books right now. So instead of taking a couple things and perfecting them, I feel like she's tried to put every single trope in this book, every single thing that is popular in fantasy books, and it just feels like none of it is fleshed out enough and it's trying to be too complicated. There's enemies to lovers. I feel like there's going to be a love triangle. There's the whole Hunger Games thing. There are so many rules. There are these different types of people, and they all have curses and they all have powers, and they all have to fight to the death to break the curses, and then there's heirs, and there's a lot more to it than that. But it just, I don't think, obviously I'm only a quarter of the way through, but so far nothing feels fleshed out enough. It all feels like we've introduced so many different things, so many different aspects of a fantasy book, that it just kind of feels like it's all half done fantasy tropes and fantasy elements, rather than picking a few and writing them really well. What we're going to do now is roll for Wednesday, tomorrow. If I get a high number, I'm going to start when it hits midnight and read for a few hours before I go to sleep, because I'm going out tomorrow afternoon. If we get a low number, that's fine. So 1 through 12. Let's see how many hours I'm going to be reading for. I literally got 1. Should we roll again? Let's roll again. 4. Okay, 4 hours. That is quite doable. I feel like I'll probably read for an hour or so in the early hours of the morning, because I won't be going to bed. And then when I wake up in the morning, I think I can do 3 hours. It's gonna have to be audiobook, so good job I have the audiobook of Lightlark, because I'm gonna be busy in the morning and then I'll be getting ready to go out. But I think I can do it. Good morning. It is Wednesday. I am on page 130 of Lightlark. I'm still not loving it. Maybe it does have a chance to get better. I'm not hating it. It's just not great so far. I've been reading for about 40 minutes and got 3 hours and 22 minutes to go. It says I'm going to be finished at 1 p.m, which I have the audiobook of, so I think it's definitely doable. I think I'm going out at 3:30, so more than enough time. So it's 10 p.m. Well, it's 10:30. Still have 2 hours to go. Yet again, I did not plan this out very well. This video was spontaneous, and I didn't realise how much I was doing this week, because I'm also busy tomorrow. So I kind of don't want to go to sleep late, but this means I won't finish before 12:30 a.m. So listen, I'm just going to read for as long as I can. I don't know if it will be the 2 hours. I hope it will be, but I will pause it when I stop so that I can let you know how much I failed by tomorrow morning. This video is the worst I've ever done. Out of the 3 days we've done so far, I've only managed to be successful once. So I ended up with an hour and 25 minutes left on the timer. I did not plan out this video well. I just got inspired to do it on a whim, and I didn't think through the fact that I was busy yesterday, I'm busy today. My birthday is Saturday. Guys, I didn't think this through. I'm on page 251 of Light Luck. Yeah, it's not gotten any better. Not gotten any better. Still don't know who the love interest is. If this is supposed to be a love triangle, or if she's supposed to fall for the king. But I can't picture the king as anything other than an old man with a grey beard. So I really hope she's not supposed to fall for him, because I will not be rooting for that. Honestly, thank God. Oh, we're only reading for 1 hour today. Usually I would have respun that because 1 hour is not very fun for you guys, but honestly I'm too busy today. I need an easy day. I'm going to be continuing with Light Luck by Alex Aster, and we'll just see how much further we can get into it in an hour. Finished my reading for the day. Not surprising because it was only 1 hour. I'm on page 306 of this book and it's still not gone good. Thinking it's going to be like a 2-star. I don't think I'm going to pick up the next book. I mean, if it ends on a cliffhanger I might, but it's definitely not going to be a priority. Today is Thursday, so tomorrow, Friday, is going to be the last day of this challenge because Saturday's my birthday and I'm not doing this to myself on my birthday. So we're going to generate the number of hours I need to read tomorrow now. And if it's a really high number, then I'm starting this at midnight again because I don't want my last day to be a fail. So if we get a high number now, I'm starting reading at midnight so I can get a few hours in before I go to sleep and we can actually not completely fail this challenge. Let's press the number and see what we're gonna get.
9. Retake.
9 hours. And if I don't do that, that means I will have failed the challenge because I've already failed 2 days. I need to have won 3 days, right? Makes majority.
Are you talking to me on the camera?
So I guess we've got a 9-hour timer. I'm gonna start this at midnight. I'm definitely starting at midnight because I don't go to sleep at midnight or before midnight anyway. So I'll get a couple hours reading in, go to sleep, and then we'll only have like 7, which is more doable, I feel. See you guys tomorrow. I'll let you know. I guess I'll talk to you when I've finished Light Luck because I will finish this and then go to sleep later. And I'll talk to you in the morning. Friday morning. Last night I started the timer back up at midnight. I finished Light Luck. That was about 2 a.m. Went to sleep, woke up at 5 a.m. and I've been up since. I've had like no sleep, but that does mean I've read for like 2.5 hours almost already for this challenge. I ended up rating Light Luck 2 stars. I didn't like it. There was one plot twist towards the end that I liked. Other than that, that book was just not for me. I could not stand. There are a lot of things I didn't like about. One funny thing that stuck out to me was the amount of times the sun was described. The sun was a yolk in the sky. The sun was yolky. There are so many other ways to say yellow or golden. Yoki. A yolk. Oh, I couldn't. I rated 2 stars. And then this morning I've been reading for a bit. I've been reading another book on my February TBR. I am really sticking to it this month for the first time in forever. I'm reading If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. This was the Fairy Loot young adult box pick for a couple months ago, so no spoilers. I think November. I'm enjoying it so far. It's about a girl who can see ghosts. There is Chinese folklore in here. I haven't read much. I'm on page 59, but I am enjoying it so far. What I'm about to do now is, it's 10 AM. Like I said, I've had like 3 hours of sleep. So I'm going back to bed for a bit. Probably a few hours. When I wake up, I will have 5 hours and 42 minutes left. And the audiobook to this, I'm listening at 1.7 times speed. And it says I have 5 hours and 45 minutes left. So it's gonna line up pretty much perfectly that when the timer goes off, I will have finished this book. So this is what we're gonna be reading for the rest of the day, I think. The sun is setting, so let's get this outro done. Oh, the sun is setting, so let's get this done quickly. I'm done! I can't believe I actually completed today. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I finished If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. I really liked the audiobook. I liked the book. I'm not sure my rating yet. I will say it was a very interesting concept. I'm always a bit worried when I go into books I got from Fairy Loot, because obviously I didn't buy the book because I was interested in it. I don't even know what book I'm getting, so I'm always worried they're going to be a bit hit or miss, but I did end up really enjoying this one. Like I said, don't have a full rating, but it will be in my February wrap up, which might actually be out before this video, so go check that out if you want to see my final review. So technically we didn't fail this challenge. I did 3 out of the 5 days, which is a majority, but I did fail on 2 of the 5 days. So I might call this a fail. It's the worst I've ever done in a challenge like this, but that's normally because I make myself suffer, whereas this time I chose sleep because I haven't been sleeping well. So I've just been like, if I'm too tired, I'm not going to force myself, which is why normally I would just stay up till 5 AM if I needed to finish this, but I wasn't doing that to myself this week. It's my birthday tomorrow, okay? I needed some peace. So we managed to read 3 books off my February TBR. So far I've stuck to my TBR. All of these were fantasy, so it was a fantasy week for me, which I'm honestly really, really surprised and happy about. We got Assistant to the Villain, 3.5 stars, Light Lark, 2 stars, and I'm not sure on If I Have to Be Haunted. I'm thinking a 3.5 star as well. I'm not sure though, we'll see. So I guess that's the end of this video. I didn't plan this out, which is probably why I ended up doing it on days where I had no free time, which made this a lot harder. Obviously, I know even my busy days, I still have quite a lot of time to read, but I feel like I haven't done anything else really. In all of my free time, all I've been doing is, right, I need to listen to audiobooks. Because I can't physically concentrate on words right now, so I need to listen. So I do think I'm going to take the weekend to just have a little break from reading. I'll probably still read on my Kindle because obviously reading is my hobby, but I don't want to put myself in a slump. And whilst I enjoyed 2 out of the 3 books I read, I think I need a break from fantasy as well, because I need something that doesn't take as many brain cells. So I think that's what I'm going to do my weekend, but that's everything for this video. If you would like to see more from me, please be sure to like and subscribe, as I post new videos every single week. But that's it from me. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in another video. Bye!